All right. And looks like we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to day 43 of Vibe Coding an App Until I Make $1 Million. We've had significant progress that we've made. As you guys know, yesterday we had our launch to essentially an open beta. And yesterday we were focused in a pretty focused stream, I would say. As you know, obviously, whenever you bring a product from local development and actually deploy it in production and begin testing on real infrastructure, you're going to have a couple problems, things that you didn't anticipate happening, where essentially, you know, you built the product and then you ship it in production, and there's some nuances that are a little bit different. And today, we're actually dealing with some of those nuances. So the first one being, we have this deployment out. I was working on some code this morning, and the first thing that we need to get right into today is we need to make sure that this deployment that I was working on this morning actually gets sent out. So you can see we have 2 tests that are failing. So all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna open up one of our Codex terminals here, and I'm gonna pass in these failing tests, and I'm gonna say, review the failing tests, run the test suite in the ViewCreator API and fix failing tests. Because until essentially we fix these failing tests, it's not gonna be able to deploy our code to production. So now that that's pasted there, let me do a couple things on my end to get the stream up and running. NS, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, guys, welcome in. We had pretty good developments yesterday as well. Actually, I think essentially some big influencer posted, gave BridgeMind a shout out essentially on X. So our X account gained like 200 followers, or maybe less than that. But I mean, let's just go like yesterday we were at only 70 followers, and now we're at 222 on X. So we just are really growing fast now. Also, we're almost at 4,000 subscribers, so it's just crazy to see all that growth. But appreciate all the support and everything, guys. It means a lot, you know. Good to see that the grind's paying off. But yeah, 222 is insane. Basically, this guy, see here, Riley Brown. Yeah, Riley Brown essentially gave us a shout out yesterday. He said, let's see, he said, this guy live streams for 3 to 8 hours per day, vibe coding an app until I make 1 million. This is awesome. And it got 74,000 hits, 86 retweets, 1.1K likes. Yeah, crazy. Yeah, thanks, Imperium. Yeah, yesterday I was a little bit tired. You guys could probably tell I've been staying up pretty late trying to get all this stuff working. But this was a pretty cool development yesterday to see. Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure you like and subscribe. We'll be going for a couple hours today, working on production issues. So yesterday, the biggest problem that we had is we have some authentication issues where essentially on our onboarding process, things aren't quite the way that we need it. So that's gonna be the main focus. Obviously, you know, getting things working in production and actually the onboarding flow and everything, getting that working is really important. And the biggest problem that we had was really our Stripe configuration. So you guys know that sometimes Stripe configurations can be a little bit finicky. So we're gonna be working on that quite a bit today. But I believe that we should have a decent fix here in this update that's going up. We just have to make sure that we actually get it deployed. So we have to fix the reasons that we're causing the test to fail. What's up, Daniel? Welcome to the stream. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how things are looking. Yesterday we actually had, I think, like 50 signups. And you know, the frustrating part is that because our onboarding system has a couple bugs in it that I wasn't anticipating, a lot of those signups were essentially lost because people signed up and then it didn't necessarily get their credit card. So really what's supposed to happen on sign up is, like, I even saw that somebody, I'm gonna have to refund somebody, for example, because for some reason it actually charged their credit card without giving them a free trial. So obviously that's an issue and something that we're gonna need to address. My account's working all right. I was able to, you know, get an account and get signed up and everything, but still we have a lot of work to do to make sure that this is working for mainstream. So right now it's still testing the failures there. We'll let that agent run still for a couple minutes, but once we get that updated, it should be good to go, I believe. But you can see here that we have 2 failing GitHub actions, and it's because these tests are failing. So if I open up the API real quick, let's just go here and cd into the So if I run the test suite, let's see if everything works or what's failing. So 2 are still failing. And this is the, the issue with Codex sometimes is it can be a little bit slow, but that's okay. So we'll get that working, and then we do have a lot of working functionality and features in production now. For example, we have our YouTube thumbnail generator, and this was working really well yesterday. This is something that we got working, but you can essentially pass in a thumbnail or an image, and it's able to generate a thumbnail pretty well. So I really like this feature. We're going to be working on the transcript generator feature works as well. That one works well. Yeah, NS. Definitely working on Strike to get that working. But that's the thing that you have to ask yourself sometimes is, hey, should you be shipping before you're ready? And I think that you should be. It's better to ship and take that next step forward than, it's like, hey, it's going to be very hard and difficult as a one dev team to be able to accomplish some of these things. But using AI, it's like, hey, just ship it and let everything else, work itself out. It's going to have bugs when you initially launch. Just fix the bugs, get it working. And really what my goal is if we could have a solid mainstream launch by like mid-October, then I think that would put us in a really good situation. I would really, really like that. I think mid-October, if we could get this shipped. All right, something else that I want to fix real quick is just this icon is like getting cut off. Hold on. Okay. All right, we've got a lot of work to do today, so I'm excited to grind, but definitely a little bit of a rocky start just because, hey, we did have like 50 signups yesterday, but a problem it was that a lot of them failed to go through. We had some authentication issues, so today we're going to be working on all that. Right now we're trying to get the test suite to be running correctly, so let's run npm run test again, see if those failing tests. Okay, those failing tests looks like we're now fixed, so let's deploy that code. Now that's updated. Okay, so I just sent that code out. Okay. All right, that looks a lot better. As you guys can see, we needed to fix this this overflow here. It doesn't really look that good on the compact screen. Okay, so now if we go over to the workflows, what we're gonna see is we're gonna see these running. So you guys can see here that dev is now pushing. So we'll be able to test this code in dev before we push it live. But yeah, I pushed this code at 7:54 a.m. I woke up this morning and was working off stream, obviously, and was trying to get this updated. But the biggest problem that we had yesterday was that the onboarding flow did not quite work correctly. So we were struggling with essentially getting our Stripe configuration set up correctly so that people could actually get their free trials. And what I decided to do is that for some reason, there is just like a little bit of a fall through with the local Stripe elements. So when you're integrating with Stripe, you have a couple different options. You can either use like Stripe checkout sessions where the user interface is going to be handled by Stripe itself. So that's like a lot of companies do this. So as you guys know, OpenAI uses Stripe. So for example, when you're messing with your OpenAI subscription, it's going to be redirecting you to these Stripe checkout sessions. And we actually were not using Stripe checkout sessions. We were using essentially it's just front-end Stripe elements, and then we were writing the code in our API to handle some of the logic for like those checkouts and whatnot. And that's a good thing because hey, it allows you to give a more of a custom user interface for essentially what you're doing. That does not look good. So it looks good here, but then does not look good there. All right. So I'm trying to get that to look good on the compact screen size as well. But yeah, so we do have a decently big problem with our Stripe configuration because what we had to do is we had to change from essentially these local elements and our system. Tony, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Super Code Monkey, welcome. Good to see you guys in the stream. If you guys are just tuning in, make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't already. But yeah, I mean, the biggest update that I have to share with you guys, so for you guys that have been tuning into the series so far, this is a really big development for us. So Riley Brown, who is a pretty big creator, he's the co-founder of ViewCreator app. It's essentially the cursor lovable for mobile apps. He tweeted, he gave BridgeMind a shout out. So you guys can see here that, basically he said, this guy live streams for 3 to 8 hours per day, vibe coding an app until I make $1 million. This is awesome. And it got 74,000 hits and 1.1 thousand likes and 86 retweets and 57 comments. So the YouTube channel is like blowing up right now. Same with my actual X, up to 225 followers, which is just crazy because yesterday I only had 70. So it's really cool. If you guys are new, welcome to the stream. I've been doing this now for, so I think since like August 1st. But yeah, 43 days streaming just on this. And we've been working really hard. Obviously, we've made it really far. It's like, hey, for everybody watching, that's been along for the journey. It's like we've accomplished a lot in a very short amount of time. And it's only going to continue to get better and better, in my opinion, because now we actually have a product that we're launching. Right now, it's an open beta. ViewCreator is officially an open beta. And right now, we're patching up a couple things. We found some issues yesterday with the beta testers, but that's the reason that you launch. It's like, hey, if you're working on something, it's better to get it out there and to see, hey, what is the response going to be? Brother Code said, we're tightening the code today. Yeah, Brother Code's actually... can you personal message me in Discord? Because I essentially saw that you got charged for your subscription. So I just saw that on the back end. So I wanted to make sure that you got refunded because it was not supposed to bill you right away. Essentially, we're having some issues with the Stripe subscription. So that's what we're updating right now, is that these workflows that are deploying are updating our Stripe configuration. So essentially what I decided to do offline is I decided to move from what we were doing, which was a local Stripe integration approach. So you build the Stripe elements on your front end code and then you handle some of the actions in the API itself. So for example, like if I sign out, let me go to settings real quick and just sign out, and I'll show you guys once we actually get this updated, the changes that we made. Because essentially what we need to do is we need to make it so that when you're signing up, that it sends you to a Stripe checkout session instead of just displaying a Stripe element on the front end, which is what it was doing. So we're gonna take a look at this. Right now we're updating some code here on the local host just to make sure that we get this right. So let's log in here. So I'm logged in, and let's see if this is fine. Honestly, this is fine for now. Let's just ship this. Let's run an npm run build and make sure that it actually is building. But we should be good to push this code here. And these workflows should run. They did deploy successfully in dev, so it looks like the image did just deploy. So now we just have to update the ECS service. Yeah, so Tony just made a good point. So he said that both work, but custom checkouts look super clean, although it doesn't give that safety feel, to be honest. Yeah, so I think the problem that I was having, yesterday was that we did have this custom Stripe checkout session, and the issue with that you can run into is you can essentially run into the problem where you have to make sure that your API is configured correctly, because when you build logic yourself using Stripe, you actually have to handle a lot of those API integrations where it's like, hey, when they sign up, you should be doing this. And the thing about Stripe is it always is a little bit confusing just because of how many configurations there actually are. Like, for example, you really need to have your webhooks on point. And I think that that's going to be a big thing that we're going to look at today. So we essentially already moved the configuration from doing checkouts locally on the actual website, and we are transitioning that so that it launches a checkout session. And then we're just going to have to make sure that our Stripe webhook is tuned up, because it looked like, there were some issues going on yesterday. So, all right, so that did deploy. So we are good to actually go to ViewCreator now, I believe, and get this tested. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Obviously, the channel has really started to gain some traction, and it's really exciting, and I appreciate the support, truly. Yeah, I did not perceive that we would be, growing this fast, but it seems like the channel is just totally blowing up, so it's crazy. Yeah, look at this, guys. So this is crazy. So basically, the last 7 days, look at this. Yesterday, we gained 220 subscribers, and then so far today, we've gained 130, and we're just getting started today, so it really is incredible. It looks like we're going to hit 4,000 subscribers today, which is unbelievable. Supercode Monkey said, how many private repos do you have? I have quite a bit, but with ViewCreator, we're dealing with about 4 private repos. We're dealing with 4. King of Agario said, hey, good job, man. Keep up the good work. I'm using Claude Max to build my SaaS. That's awesome. Yeah. All right, so let's check this now and make sure that we push the front end code as well to the production. So all I have to do is go over in here, and so essentially, like, my environment is that on all my dev branches now, that those are all hooked up with workflows that essentially push code to the development servers. And then anytime that I push to production or to the master, that means that it actually pushes to the production servers. So we just push that from dev to production, or from dev to main, which means it's going to push it from dev to production. So let's go over to ViewCreator AI in a incognito browser here, and let's actually try signing up now. So let's do start free trial. Let's just use the starter plan, and I'm going to enter my information. Okay. Supercode Monkey asked, what am I using for the backend? So we're using Nest on the backend. Yeah, Nest. All right, so I'm gonna do create account here, and this is with the new update. So let's test this now in production. Here's my code. And now when I verify this, it should launch a Stripe checkout session. Perfect. So 14 days free, then $10 a month starting October 19th. That looks good. Let me do a checkout session just real quick. Oh wait, this is production, yeah. So I need to use my card. So I'm now gonna actually sign up, put my card information in. Sorry, you guys can't see that portion, but put it in, start trial. And now I just hope that it actually is able to successfully, give us the credits that we need, process the subscription, do everything that we need it to do. And it looks like it actually redirected to the wrong spot. It redirected to localhost, which is not good. Yeah, that's bad. All right, so we need to fix that. All right. So we're gonna get to the bottom of this, but yeah, that definitely needs to be solved. That's an error. King of Agario said, I have a demo coming up to an oil exploration company whom I will be selling a software solution. It's worth between 20 to 50K. Thanks to Claude AI helping me build it. That's awesome. Yeah, so we definitely need to get this fixed. This is not good. But hey, you got to ship before you're ready, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah, Agent Mo, you can join the Discord. There's a Discord link, but it is an open beta. But I gotta fix this error that we're having in production right now. Essentially, the issue is that when we actually go through the sign-up process, we're getting redirected to a local host URL instead of it redirecting to the correct one. But it looks like there was just a missing... Yeah. There was just some missing environment variables. Alright, looks like it is updating right now. Right now, that update's pending in the cloud. Spark Spectrum said, what's up? What's your marketing strategy? So yeah, so really what the plan is that for about the next 10 days, we're gonna be in an open beta. So I'm gonna be giving a lot of free credits out to everybody that signs up. I would recommend that you just sign up for the starter plan, which is you can just get a free trial and start using it. But yeah, I mean, we have a lot of work to do. We're kind of launching before we're ready. This is closed source, since this is essentially a proprietary platform. So, you know, I think that we're making a lot of progress. We need to figure out some of these production bugs where it's like, hey, you know, the issue that we just had is because we were missing an environment variable in production, right? So the issue that we just had was because of that. So there's things like that that we need to work on and we need to get working. But that's part of the process, right? That's part of the process of, hey, you actually have to get your product deployed. And when you get it deployed, you're going to have some errors. So we're just going to be rolling with the punches a little bit and keep moving forward and not be too hard on ourselves about problems that we have. But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, make sure that you like and subscribe if you haven't already. All right. Okay, I'm gonna check real quick. Looks like our UI is still deploying, and then our API still has updates coming in with the revisions so that that callback will be correct. But something that I did just check is that, for example, if we go back over to that incognito browser, where was it? I guess we may have lost it, but let's open up another one and go to ViewCreator. And actually, let's do a quick check, SEO check. So ViewCreator, looks like we are showing up first now, which is good. So all of that work with SEO did pay off. It's a new domain, so that was definitely one thing that we had to consider. But here, for example, let me sign in real quick. Okay. All right, so I did sign in to that account that I created, and it looks like everything's working correctly. So, if I go over here, billing and credits, here I have all that information. It didn't charge me, which is good. I think everything's working now that we have that changed. So if you guys want to go sign up for an account, you can do so now at viewcreator.ai. Bilal said that the new sidebar is way better. Thank you. Yeah, I made it much bigger and made some updates. I still need to fix this problem where on collapse it doesn't look good. But when it's like that, it looks good. But there's like a dark mode error as well, but we'll fix that. But yeah, you can go here, add more credits. Let's see what happens when I click buy. I don't want to expose my credit card, but let's click buy and see what happens. Make sure it works. Looks like it does work. Okay. Tony said, what did you do with SEO just briefly? Just Google search? No, so we actually went through a pretty thorough SEO process when we were doing SEO research. So we used SEMrush, and using SEMrush, what we did is we essentially used SEMrush to look up different keywords and tools that people were actually searching for. So for example, YouTube thumbnail generator, this is a tool that's actually in high demand that people are searching for. So we built that tool. Same thing with YouTube transcript generator. We built this tool because we used SEMrush to look up YouTube thumbnail generator and figure out, hey, what does that look like? Brother Code said you should have a Stripe portal where users can manage their account. Yeah, Brother Code. So if you go to settings and you go to, you can click billing portal here. So if I click billing portal, let me click it and just make sure there's no sensitive information. Yeah, I think I'm good enough here. But yeah, so for example, if you click that billing portal, you can go here and you can cancel your subscription. It says trial ends October 19th. Our default payment method. And then let's try return to Bridgemine, see if that actually returns. Okay, that worked correctly. So, I mean, it looks like we solved our Stripe issues that we were having yesterday. I did go through the process of actually signing up and trying this out, and it looks like it did work. So you guys can go and try signing up with like just the starter plan. It doesn't charge you. You get 2 weeks free. But yeah, go try it out and let me know if you have any problems. But it looks like to me that it's all working now, which is great. Thanks, Imperium. Yeah, that's funny. So yeah, I mean, we've made a lot of progress. This looks like it works. There's a couple things I definitely want to get to today, but yesterday I was locked in. As you guys could tell, I was operating on not many hours of sleep yesterday. So yesterday was like a really big grind day for me just because I was operating off such little sleep, and essentially we were launching with quite a few problems, so I was pretty stressed out. But today is going to be much better now that we have that Stripe issue solved. It's going to be a lot easier today. But while I'm still using Cursor, but it does look different. There's like this weird glitching that's going on. All right, so let's refresh this. This definitely does not look good. Yeah. Yeah, got to get the energy back. Energy, it ebbs and flows, but as long as you're consistent, I think that you'll do pretty well. Okay, so just this issue with this. Let's use Cursor here. Okay, so that is working. Let's go through. Let's just sign up again to confirm in production that our sign up system is working. So all I have to do to sign out is I can just go here and click sign out. So here I've signed out now. So I can click here, and then, yeah. All right, so let's give this another shot. And this is to confirm, hey, is our redirect working the way that it should? Select create an account. Also, we have to test Google SSO as well. We were having some problems with that yesterday, so we'll take another look at that. GoZoop said your growth is lit, bro. Yeah, the growth is crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. Okay, so we did get an email from ViewCreator. Here is our code. So now it redirects to Stripe. Let me put in my card. All right, so now the redirect should work. Let's cross your fingers, guys. All right, the redirect did work correctly. Let's go. So I can say I found him on YouTube, personal use, beginner, just me, complete survey, survey completed, and then it redirects and you have 100 credits. This is awesome. I mean, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this, guys. Okay, it looks like there's still a lot error with Google single sign-on, so let's go take a look at that as well. So let's go to ViewCreator AI. Let's actually log out here. So I'm going to sign out. And that was an error that we had from yesterday. So if I do continue with Google. Okay, so this is the issue that we're still having. So you guys see this? Access blocked. ViewCreator request is invalid. So we're going to have to take a look at this. Okay. All right, so I'm using Cursor here, and essentially what I'm doing is I am just dropping in all the information that I have. And I'm going to go to the Google Search Console and make sure that we drop in essentially these variables that we need, and drop those in. All right, so that's the prompt I'm giving it. A lot of this stuff is a little bit more sensitive, so I'm being a little bit, showing a little bit less, but. All right, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We are up to 3,960, so we're actually only 40 subscribers away from 4,000 subscribers. I think we're gonna hit it today. Definitely helped that Riley Brown gave us a pretty big shout out on X. Boosted everything. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, guys, but this is updating on my end, so I'll be right back. But yeah, let's get it. All right, so it says that your production, okay. So something that's really cool now is that you can actually integrate with AWS CLI using Cursor. So what I've found is that Cursor is really good at using the CLI. What happened there? Did you guys notice that when I clicked? I must have gotten signed out when I tried to sign in with Google. Okay. Wow, we got a ton of people watching on X now. If you guys are watching on X, make sure that you like the stream on X and give it a comment, because the X just blew up because of this post. I mean, if we go to X right now, pretty much what happened on X, we have 234 followers over there now. And what happened was that yesterday, I've never heard of him before, but Riley Brown essentially posted about BridgeMind, and he said, this guy live streams for 3 to 8 hours per day, vibe coding an app until I make $1 million. This is awesome. And he got 77,000 hits and 87 retweets. So this is like a big deal for us. I mean, we're going up fast now. So it's pretty cool. Like, obviously I've been working pretty hard and I've been consistent, and it's another thing that shows that, hey, when you have that consistency, when you are just working every day and continue to grind and don't let, you don't give in to defeat, but you just keep working, it really does pay off. It really does. It's pretty cool. All right. So let's see here. I've got Cursor open, doing some debugging. Kodo asks, how do I do the background? I use 21st Dev. So there's a really cool UI library that helps you with create some really unique UI components if you're using like Tailwind with Shad, for example. And these backgrounds that I created them using 21st Dev. And it really gave it a more unique look, as you guys can probably tell. Okay. All right. So I'm updating some of my environment variables right now. There's like a lot of glitches in that sidebar. Let's patch those. If you guys see, like, basically just when I click around, there's a decent amount of glitching. All right, so here's the ViewCreator agent that we were working on. So let's try running this agent and essentially see how the agent run works. So there is the description that gets dropped in. But then essentially, if you guys remember, what we wanted it to do is we actually wanted it to look like a real social media post. And this is something that we were working on yesterday. So like you guys can see, the premise of this now is instead of just, you know, giving a basic run, I actually want it to, you know, create it like it would look like on Instagram. So once it creates the second image, you can now essentially scroll through it like it is an actual post. And this is just essentially an idea for now. But you guys can see here that it just gives it a much better look. But for example, there's still some problems here. You can control V images. Yeah, thanks, Tony. So I'm liking this. This is something that we did yesterday. But yeah, I mean, I think that that's really cool, because it essentially makes it actually look like the, look like an Instagram post. The execution doesn't look great here. Also, like, on this page, it should be easy to download essentially that zip file. So let's do that. I'm going to say on this page, make it really easy to download a zip file. Okay. Oh. Also, something that I see is that this was meant to be Markdown, but it ended up not being Markdown. It ended up being, like, instead of actually, like, styling it, it actually just outputted it in Markdown. So we'll need to take a look at that as well. Also, if you guys are watching, you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. The channel's been growing like crazy lately. I've been putting in a ton of work. Something that is smart for me is it's like, hey, I have to work every day, so sometimes I may come with higher energy, sometimes lower energy. Yesterday, I was like running off very few hours of sleep, and today I'm doing a little bit better. But obviously, I'm pushing everything to the limit right now, guys, because what I see is I just see so much potential with what we're doing that I just don't want to stop. I just want to keep the momentum going, and I think that when you have something where you have so much progress, the key to it really is consistency. If you are consistent, if you grind through everything, you are going to succeed. And I think that this series is going to prove exactly that this technology with vibe coding really is the future. And now it's like, hey, now the only task that you have to get done is that, hey, you just need to be consistent and build things and deploy them. And that's what we're working on today. Mirakur said, W morning, grind time now at work. God bless. Hey, thank you. So we're going to get this so that it actually, looks like a better run. So that ran. Let's see here. If you guys are watching over on X, welcome to the series. Know that we just recently are starting to blow up over there on X, so thanks for tuning in. If you guys are tuning in for the first time, make sure that you throw a like on the stream. All right, so like this image here, like let's actually just download it and see like what does it look like. Like here's what it looks like. But if you guys remember, like in that preview, it didn't actually look like that. Like it didn't look that good. So we're gonna need to take a look at this preview logic and make sure that the previews actually fit the entire image in there, because when you download it, it has more of a header than was actually showing. Like, look at this. These are the images, and these look much better in the header. Essentially, it wasn't really doing that. Like, if we go back to what page even is that? I mean, really is crazy. Noah Hirschfield said, "Told you you're gonna blow up on X." Yeah, I wasn't even like expecting that. I was like out of nowhere that Riley Brown, he gave me a shout out. So much appreciated to Riley Brown, because You know, he's got 90,000 followers, and last night he like just hit me up and he was like, hey, like, you know, he was like, keep it up. I was like, thank you. So Chill Gaming said that he's made about 10,000 vibe coding, just another 800 yesterday. I make websites and such for people. That's awesome. Yeah. Jose, how does the collapse sidebar button look? It's right here. Yeah. Mike said, how are you managing the AI cursor credit limit? I reached the limit of Pro plan within hours after testing it. Yeah, the Pro plan doesn't have a ton. It's like now in the world of AI, the really like a big limit is essentially like what plan you're on, because you can easily max out these plans pretty quickly. So it's smart, I would say, to just have like the Ultra plan or the Pro plan, spend the extra dollars, you know. It's like, think about how much you would be spending if you didn't have AI and you would have to hire a team of developers to build whatever you're building. Yeah, go Zoop. We are going to be doing demo videos and stuff, but remember that, like, hey, we're not doing like a huge mainstream launch right now. Like right now, we still have a lot of work to do, and we're really just in like open beta. So, you know, we're going to keep moving towards our mainstream launch. And the plan for mainstream launch is that there's going to be a lot of demos on the website basically showing, hey, here's this tool on ViewCreator and here's how to use it. And we do have some pretty useful tools, like the YouTube thumbnail generator is really helpful. FastFit Now said use Warp. If you guys haven't already, though, go sign up for the starter plan. It's totally free. There's a free trial for it. Because it would be helpful to see you guys actually testing it out, like testing the onboarding system to see if it's working. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you go to viewcreator.ai and actually sign up. You can just sign up for the starter plan, free trial. Yeah, the Google Auth should be fixed. Let's give it a shot now. Thanks, Apiram, for reminding me that we need to test that. Let's see. Let's give it a shot here. So I'm going to launch ViewCreator again. Go to sign in. And I'm going to go continue with Google. And it looks now like that is working. I don't think that you should be required to verify your email, though, should you? Because if you guys notice that redirect, so that did work, but the problem is that, oh, it's redirecting me to, oh, I see what's going on. Okay, I see what's going on. So yesterday, I actually had to build this logic where essentially if the user's email wasn't verified, then it gives them this page where they can't do anything. Like they can't go to, okay. Mike, that's helpful, yeah. Yeah, have you tried using the agent? Okay, also, speaking of which, I have to buy some credits. I'm running low. Okay, so this is an issue. This is another bug. So the issue with this bug is that if you do the single sign-on, you're not verifying your email. So the issue here is that you essentially have the single sign-in, but because the user hasn't verified their email, then it's going to kick this error. So let's take a look at this. Okay. All right, let's check out the agent functionality here. Let's run this. So this is actually pretty badass, not gonna lie. This is so badass. Yeah, so user random said, have you considered the logic for handling users who manually register first and then later log in using Google Auth? Will the system link to their existing account, or does it create a duplicate? So I believe that it does link, but yes, that is a really good point. Okay, let's see here. So if I click download, it downloads a zip. I can then grab these images, and it did create that, this is pretty cool. So essentially our agent, you're able to create content at scale because you set up an agent with, like if I click edit here, you guys can see essentially what's in this agent, and I passed in, you know, these reference images and what I wanted it to do. The issue is that now it's taking the reference images in a little bit too seriously. So for example, you know, I want to be able to toggle the difference in the temperature in between creations. So that's another thing to work on. But yeah, let's take a look at PG admin here, because essentially I actually need to figure out, okay, like what's going on here with our production database in terms of the Google single sign-in. Load testing. Okay. Yeah, there is an issue with our Google single sign-in for sure. Doug, well, traction's looking pretty good. Like yesterday, we had over 50 people sign up. The only problem is like, hey, right now we're not actually launching to mainstream. We're just doing like a beta test essentially. So, you know, the goal for mainstream launch is more like, hey, let's get our mainstream launch by mid-month. Would be a great goal. But right now, you know, we're pretty much just still testing. The issue right now that we're working on is that Google Auth has some issues in it. Okay. CJ Web Design, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay. So I have an issue with the Google single sign-on. It redirects. It doesn't verify the email when they initially sign up, so it's causing problems there. But we're gonna have Cursor take a look. Dougal said, "Can you elaborate on what it is? It could be what are you using? Are you using Clerk or better off? What are you using? Superbase? No. So I have my own auth system." I'm not using BMAD right now. I mean, let's like break down what I've been seeing a ton of comments like that. All right, so BMAD stands for build, measure, adjust, deploy. All right. Okay. All right, so Brother Code said you should use an out-of-the-box auth system like Clerk or better off. Don't reinvent the wheel. Yeah, I mean, we could do that. Agent Mo just made a really good point in chat. He said, crazy to think startups used to spend their seed rounds hiring full teams for this. Today, one person can do it all faster, cheaper, and while building their own audience using AI. Yep. All right, so right now we're integrating a best practice fix for that Google Auth problem of, hey, let's say somebody signs up using local auth and then they eventually use Google Auth. We want to make sure that it merges those accounts respectively and doesn't create, for example, a duplicate account. It looks like we're still having problems with people essentially creating accounts without a subscription. Like, not sure why. So, for example, somebody just signed up, and I don't understand why it didn't create their actual subscription and everything. Okay. Basic. Yeah, could you guys try signing up and going through the sign up process? You know, I'm seeing stuff on my end that isn't great. I just don't understand what's going on. I'm trying to debug. All right, so okay, thanks for signing up, guys. So it's saying that the customer was created, but it's not appending the actual payment. It doesn't make sense. All right, hold on, let's figure this out. Like, I can't tell if people are just signing up and then when it comes time to put their card in, they're just clicking off. And that's why I'm seeing all this. Because essentially what I'm seeing, guys, is I'm seeing people sign up and it says that there's no default payment method being provided. But when I actually sign up and I go through the process of signing up and I do put my payment method in and actually, you know, go through the entire sign up flow, then it creates. So I don't know if you guys are just, you know, signing up and then like cutting out before you know, you put your credit card in. So I don't know, because it's also a free trial though. So if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Right now, we're just fixing a lot of bugs in production, so. All right, so I just saw, so CJ, for example, whoever that is, I can see that your sign up went through. So whoever CJ is, I can see that your sign up went through. But that, wait, hold on, that's on the bridgemine.ai website. What the heck? Okay, wait, so I can see that somebody just actually went through the process. Whoever IP is, if your email starts with IP, I can see yours in here. And that one went through successfully. So that one, he got his subscription created. It ends on the 19th. So that worked. So that looks like it's working. So I don't know if these people, so for example, I can now see like another user, his name is, whoever's email starts with admin. I can essentially see you in Stripe, but it doesn't actually have your payment method hooked up yet, but I believe that you potentially are still in the checkout session. So if you guys are watching right now and you want to try signing up for the trial, it does not bill your card if you go through the sign up process on ViewCreator.ai and just choose the starter plan. So go here, choose the starter plan for ViewCreator, and it's a free trial. And essentially what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to say, hey, is this actually working? So if you guys could test this right now, you know, you can literally cancel your trial at any time. It does not charge you. I just want to see, is there issues during the sign up process that I'm not seeing? All right, I can now see that Mo, whoever Mo is, I can see that he properly went through the sign up process now. So obviously it's working for some people. So I just don't know is, hey, the issue that people are essentially signing up and then dropping off. Because obviously it wouldn't be working for me if it wasn't working, right? So, okay, it looks like that admin, whoever was signing up with the admin email, I can see that it worked for him. Mike said that it worked. Mohammed said that's me. Okay, so I can see that some of you guys are able to sign in and authenticate correctly. Mike said upgrading plan is not working in dashboard. Okay, let's go check that out. So if I go to... Tony, what do you mean? Let's try change plan. So if I go here and do adjust plan and say that I want to switch to the starter plan. Okay, that did fail, yeah. Yeah. So upgrade to Ultra, that doesn't launch anything. All right, so it's saying failed to open build portal. Okay, this is good, guys. The more that you guys can help like this, the better. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of people now go through the sign up process, so this is really helpful, guys. Whoever, if your email starts with MT, I can see that you were able to sign up successfully. So let me know in chat what kind of problems you guys are having. All right, Tony says that many will drop out when they see checkout appearing after signing up instantly and no way to skip it and complete later. Well, we do want to, you know, get people created with subscriptions and whatnot. So, you know, when we do go to launch, which is going to be here shortly, you know, we don't want just a bunch of freeloaders. We want people that are paying for the product. Okay, the payment page is under BridgeMind. Yeah, Mohammed, I knew that, yeah. Okay. All right, I can see that King Storms was able to sign up successfully. So it seems to me like this is working. You know, to Tony's point, hey, his point is, hey, you shouldn't be launching a Stripe checkout session. But the thing is that, hey, we need to, this needs to be a monetized product, you know? I only want people signing up that are, you know, interested in using it and putting in their credit card and stuff. I'll fix that problem with the credits. All right, all right, what do you guys got for me? What are you guys seeing? All right, I think the reason that's causing this is that it doesn't actually allow for this to change. Let's go, Keisha. Welcome to the stream. All right. Okay, so let's actually get this pushed now. Got a couple UI changes here. Tony said that it allowed him to write a review twice. Yeah, let me check that out. Oh, jeez. What's up, Pyrium? Welcome back. Time to the music. There we go. Josh said that sometimes when you ask AI to change something, it makes the whole app break. How do you deal with that? You have to have a really good testing process. So anytime they update something, you always want to be mindful of what it's doing and what it's updating, and then make sure that you test anything that may be affected from making those updates. All right. All right, so I'm gonna say, hold on, let me actually, I've got to update some of my settings. All right, so I'm saying do an in-depth review of the application and assist me in creating better guards. For example, okay, sorry, chat. Okay, so Tony said applying system theme by default would be a lifesaver instead of light mode. I think I already did that up here. Yeah, I did that in this one here. So that yeah, it'll start with their OS preferences instead of always doing the light mode. So that's what I did there. So thanks for the suggestion, Tony. Keisha said, are you on Mac? Yeah, I'm on a Mac right now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm using a Mac. So I want to do better guards there. Doom, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So we should be good now in terms of the actual onboarding process, it looks like, you know, about 10 people signed up when we were testing it about 10 minutes ago. So 10 people signed up, and we were able to test that it is getting their credit cards. Mohammed, what's your comment? Luke said, if I'm building an app on Next.js that I ultimately want to become a mobile app, what is the process converting it to mobile? Yeah, so Next.js isn't a mobile development framework, but the closest one to it would be React Native. So obviously Next is, you know, very similar to React. It's built on top of React. And React Native is very similar to, you know, if you understand Next, if you understand how that works, it's very easy to work then with React Native. So I would recommend using React Native. All right, so we still have plenty of bugs right now that we're working through slowly and steadily. All right, Mohammed, I'm gonna check your comment. Is it on Discord or where is it? Oh, gotcha. Okay, whoever Keefine is on Discord. Appreciate your feedback here. So what he said is that, hey, the only one with actual pages is okay. So I'm gonna say take a look at the pages in the dashboard and properly update them for with respective canonical URLs, title tags, description tags, and keyword tags. All right, so this one's gonna start working on that issue. Thanks. All right, Mohammed said just a bit higher. Yeah, so we're gonna fix that issue. Then with the crediting issue, I believe that we fixed that. Yeah. So now the credits doesn't reload on every page like it did before. So the email service, I use SendGrid. I use SendGrid for emails. Also, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're getting close to 4,000 subscribers, so probably going to hit it in this stream. Okay, so brand profile, so that's going to update respectively, so that'll be good. Then let's see here. Agents is pretty good. That functionality is decent. I'm gonna say update this page to have the same styling as this page. And then what even is this? Like if I go to agents and I start a run on an agent, what even is, it's a modal that pops up. All right, so we're essentially going to try and turn this. So after you click run on an agent, it launches this modal, and the modal's actually great. Like, it's pretty cool. It styles it like an Instagram post as it would look like if you were actually, you know, building this to be deployed on Instagram, so you could, you know, click through the carousel and whatnot. But there's just like some problems. Like right now it's in a modal format, so there's just a lot of code in a modal that I can't take anywhere. So I'd rather have this, you know, essentially, you know, be its own page instead of just a modal. CJ Web Design said that he signed up again with a new email from yesterday. It worked fine for me. He accidentally signed up to Bridgemind AI. Okay. Okay, I can see that somebody with whoever has an email with Spider, and I can see that you signed up with Link. So I am seeing people now actually sign up, and that's actually something that I wasn't seeing yesterday. So yes, we did add in, you know, this new Stripe checkout session behavior, and people are going to have different opinions on that, but definitely Stripe checkout sessions are the way to do it. They're very, you know, you feel safe in a Stripe checkout session. There's not issues where users can essentially update the HTML to, like, you know, make the, you know, that icon go away or whatever, or that modal go away. We're not having the issues that we were having yesterday. So I'm going to keep it like this and just see, hey, how far can we get? Because, hey, it's not our goal to let a bunch of people just sign up for free and like freeload the product. You know, we want to actually launch the product. We want to be generating revenue. We want to get this working. Ain said, hey, what Mac are you working with? I'm using an M3 Ultra Studio display. Yeah, Doom, so we fixed that issue now. So Doom said the issue is that when I last tested it, it was trying to charge his card right away when you do the trial, when it shouldn't do that. Okay. Okay, yeah, so Doom, it shouldn't do that anymore. But CJ Web Design, I see what you said. You said when I tried with a .com email, I didn't receive the confirmation email. Okay. Okay, so I now can see that 2 new people just signed up. Whoever Nakos is, Theo. I won't say your guys' emails, but I just want you to let you know that I can see this, and it's actually really helpful because it's allowing me to see, hey, what's going on? You know, are you guys having trouble signing up? Are there bugs in the process? Yeah, CJ Web Design, check your spam and then maybe try testing out the resend email functionality. Test that out. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. Okay, yeah, the confirmation for the code. Okay. All right, let me check the logs. Okay, so I can see an error here where essentially the email was already in use. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop in a bunch of the logs. Okay, Test17 said that in his SaaS in Germany, when he added PayPal checkout to Stripe, he got a lot more conversions. I don't know if this is also the case in America. Yeah, I'll have to try that out. PayPal. All right, let's see here. So I can see a couple users that essentially it was like a couple minutes ago, they launched the Stripe checkout session, but then they never actually went through the process of, inputting their credit card information and stuff. So I believe that these are just, users that aren't converting and that it isn't an issue on our end. Newbie Noob asks, do you use MCP servers, and if so, which ones are your favorites? Yeah, so I use the Playwright MCP, as well as the Stripe MCP, and the Google Chrome MCP. All right, so let's see if this agent's functionality, let's go to that local host, which, speaking of which, where were we actually signed in? Where were we authenticated over there? All right. Okay. All right, thank you, Imperium. Yeah, Imperium just said he's going to test the Stripe checkout now. Let me know if there's any issues. Appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna remove the templates away from the home navigation system. All right, we got a couple agents working here for us. Okay. Elliot, we're in an open beta now, so you can go and sign up, like, for example, for the starter plan, and you get a 2-week free trial. But right now, we're kind of testing some of these onboarding issues that we've been having. We had a couple yesterday, so looking to figure out, hey, what's going on? All right, let's get the Stripe webhooks listening locally. Francis Penna said, what agents do you use and what is your go-to coding model? I just found out about you on Twitter. Godspeed. Yeah, so I would say the go-to coding model is GPT-5 for sure, but I also use Claude 4.5 Sonnet. Right now we're solving a lot of our issues that we're having. Okay, there we go. I need to run this. So I now have Stripe listening, so I should just be able to go here now. Runs this. Streams this weekend have been a little bit more focused in. Now that we're in production, there's just a lot of issues that are sensitive that I'm kind of solving and getting through. But here is, for example, we're going through the sign up process to get our starter plan hooked up locally, and let's see if this works and properly redirects us. Aquawolf, thanks for the congrats. And see, so this is the problem that we're having here, is that that did not work. CJ Web Design said that he just created a Facebook ad. I just need to give a better description and upload some images that I use for the client. I'll be using this for sure. Yeah, that's great to hear, CJ. Yeah, I think that, once we get behind some of these initial startup issues, we really do have a good product to work on. So in my mind, hey, we're playing the long game here. We're not playing the short game. We're not playing, hey, how many, users did I get overnight? Is that, hey, sometimes the stuff that you see on X, sometimes the stuff that you see from influencers and whatnot about how much money they're making is not necessarily, it's like I was not expecting that we would be doing like 10,000 in revenue by tomorrow, if that makes sense. So, I'm open to the problems that we're having, and hey, we just gotta keep working and keep doing what we're doing. Okay, billing subscription. All right, so the problem here is the API only exposes API billing subscription current for fetching the active subscription. The web page keeps calling essentially a outdated endpoint. Okay. ZZ said, should I go with Codex or Claude Code? I'm a big fan of Codex. Imperium said, Stripe working perfectly on production, and he bought $10 credit package. Let's go, Imperium. Check logs on your end. Okay. So, yeah. I'll check logs over here. Thank you, Imperium. Yeah, I do see that on my end. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, basically, so Doom, there are some issues that we're having with that, essentially that modal that's popping up. So if we run this locally, it looks like it actually just got fixed. Did you guys see it just get fixed? So it was not letting us through, but whatever I just did, there was just an API endpoint that wasn't configured correctly. So, we're working through these issues, guys, one at a time, slowly. We'll get it. Okay. So all the tests are passing. Let's now run npm run build in the UI, see if we have any issues that we need to fix. Let's go, Imperium. Okay. All right, got some fixes going in. Yeah, Doom, that's actually going to be a YouTube video that we're going to do because Test Sprite and I, we have a partnership. So that video is going to come out here probably tomorrow, where I'm going to be using that. All right, Test 17 said, when I'm registered on ViewCreator but don't select a plan, then reopen the page, I stay logged in but not redirected to the dashboard. clicking start trials still tries to create a new account. Okay, so yeah, the YouTube name generator, that tool is not out. So we actually need to make sure that that's marked correctly. Let's go, Ethereum. Yeah, we need just 100,000 $10 credits packages, and we'll be at $1 million. Okay, so somebody in chat actually, so he said error 404 page for YouTube name generator. That's a good point. I'm gonna say update the tools constants file. Okay, that's a good catch. So we'll fix that. Looks like these are all now have good titles in SEO. So Ains said, I have a question. What if the AI couldn't fix the errors? It's pretty, like, I mean, you can have problems and stuff when you're building, but it's pretty reliable now, I would say. Just in terms of, you can pretty much use AI to fix pretty much everything. Okay, thanks, Imperium. So Imperium says that it worked correctly for him. I think that, you know, it's just one of those processes where there are potentially some issues that are happening in production that are not happening locally in development, just because when you have so many users, they're having different experiences. So we'll slowly debug the logs and start to figure out, okay, what errors are users actually experiencing. It errored, other tool, not 404 page. Ethereum, that's very true. Okay, so let's fix this. Like, why is there a weird... It's like some weird glitches in this sidebar. Okay. For CAPTCHA. Yeah, we can integrate CAPTCHA. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We are up to 3,978, so we're gonna hit 4,000 subscribers here soon. I'm actually gonna leave the sub count up here, and I'll leave it over here because it looks like we are gonna hit 4,000 today. So if you guys haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so because we are getting real close. Okay, so now let's go to the agents here, and let's go back to this now. And that is what I wanted. Alright, looks like everything's ready to be deployed, so I'm going to deploy all the code that we have here. Posthog Analytics. Doom actually recommended that yesterday as well. Yeah, Posthog. Okay, I'll take a look at Posthog. All right, Posthog. Okay. Okay. So Posthog can be used to help us debug. They have a really interesting site. All right, let's whip out Cursor here. I'm gonna use Cursor for a bit. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're about to hit 4,000 subs, so only 22 subs away, so let's get it. All right, so this is actually pretty cool. So this this agent page is really coming along nicely, because essentially what it does is it runs the agent and it allows users to essentially see the images in a little bit more of a better light. So right now what I'm trying to do is make it so that it allows them to read it much easier. Okay. Doom, what are you saying? Are you talking about with Posthog, or are you talking about with ViewCreator? Okay, Imperium said when the user is on the home page and is logged in, has an active subscription, those buttons on pricing cards should show manage plan instead of link to, again, start new subscription. Wait, what do you mean? You mean like here? Oh, jeez. Okay, with Posthog, okay. All right, hold on. Let's go back to the agent page here, because this is what we're working on for a bit. Agents. Okay. Homepage. Oh, you mean like here? Up here, you mean here? It says change plan. It redirects here, and then this fails, right? Or it looks like it actually works in... okay, so it works locally, and it doesn't work in production. And this means that we haven't configured our Stripe checkout session in production to do this correctly. Because if I did that in production, it would fail. So if I go here, and then click Adjust Plan, and click Upgrade to Ultra, this is going to fail. And there's a reason that that's happening. All right, appearing on, I'm checking Discord. Okay. Whoever Zemi is in Discord just sent... Alright, so this is what somebody just sent in Discord. So let's see the error that they're struggling with. So contact sales... Yeah, this doesn't work here. Yeah, okay, so this has a bunch of problems. Yeah, another day under the sun, Nacho. Yeah, so KB, so you should be able to be good to go sign up now for ViewCreator. We do have the starter plan. You can start a free trial now. So let's review some of this. It looks like there's some issues on this page. Okay. Just gonna update this a little bit. Nacho said, this is taking great form. Keep going. Thank you. Yeah, working hard. David said, I was checking out your website and the landing page can be way more smooth. Check it out and maybe change it. What do you mean make it more smooth? Like just the loading time or what? Definitely open to suggestions. All right, let's go to localhost here. Go to our dashboard. Also, we actually have to go to GitHub and make sure that this has updated correctly. So in dev, it was able to deploy. So now let's just do a pull request real quick and deploy that update to production as well. All right, so we got some code going to production. All right. Let's do a quick sub check. All right, guys, we're getting up there. We're only 14 subscribers away from 4,000. Let's go. All right, that's a little bit better. Most code, we're using local code for auth, so passport. All right, so, uh-oh. All right, so this needs to be fixed. Shorts for You said, just subscribed. I'm a full stack freelance software developer using a more manual workflow, but trying to integrate AI more into my workflow. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you, Shorts for You. Appreciate it. Appreciate the support. Yeah, we're only 13 subscribers away from 4,000, so I think we'll hit it on this stream. Pretty sick. Okay. All right, so let's check this here. Looks like this is now working. It works locally, but I think the issue is that it needs to work actually like in production. Neophytus, I use AWS. Tony said, it's fair to say that relying on the same eye that coded it is not ideal to find bugs and inconsistencies. It's like Coder Rabbit, but personally better. Okay. So I actually need to go into Stripe and update the checkout sessions, because I believe that the reason that this is working locally and then failing in production is, for example, because it's redirecting to the update your subscription, and you actually have to configure that inside of Stripe for that endpoint to work. You have to make sure that it actually has an integration for that. So I'm going to go to checkout sessions. All right. Calvin, how's it going? He said that he just saw my stream from 5 days ago and it brought me here. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. All right, so it says I need to enable these things. So the nice thing about Cursor is that it can actually send you to specific websites. So I'm going to use this now to access my Stripe account to change these settings. And the reason I'm getting that error in production is because I actually don't have this enabled. So I think I can show this to you guys. So yeah, so I'm back over here now in Stripe. And in Stripe, what does it say that it wants me to do? And this is a good example of essentially showing how with Cursor or with other AIs, even when you get errors and issue points, you can actually use AI to help you. So it says under subscriptions and pausing, so here you need to enable the fact that customers can switch plans, and then you need to enable these products. So this one, and finally this one down here. All right, so now do we need to save this, or does it auto save? Let's do a refresh and check. It did not. Oh, this saves at the bottom. All right, so save down here. So we're gonna prorate charges. And now that that is saved, which it will be in a second here, we should be able to retry on the front end now, and it should work on the front end. All right. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're only 9 subscribers away from 4,000, so So now let's go back over to that page in production and let's make sure that we push our changes here. Let's see here. Let's go over to ViewCreator. So now here, we still have some code to push, but now if I click Upgrade to Ultra, it should actually launch that, which it does. Okay, so this was based off of what Aperium said. So now we have this working to the point where you can change your plan, and it was because of the thing that we just fixed in Stripe that was happening. I knew that it wasn't code. It was because it was working locally but not in production, so I knew that it was an environment issue. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so because we're only 8 subscribers away from 4,000, so we're actually going to hit it on stream today, so it's going to be pretty cool. Let's go. Alright guys, I'm back. Yeah, if you want to be a beta tester, we're in open beta right now. So if you guys haven't already tried signing up, you can go to viewcreator.ai right now and sign up. And we're essentially just an open beta. So we're not really pushing the product. But I think that the best way to figure out problems is to actually test them in production and to have people breaking it and using it. So that being said, if you guys want to go try out an account and see what we have so far, you can go right now. Let's see here. Aperium, welcome back. So we did get that issue solved that you actually brought to light. So appreciate your help on that. Let's now go over to this here. Let's get this code pushed, shall we, guys? Let's actually go over to AWS, check Amplify to see if we have any build errors, which we do. We do have some build errors, so let's run npm run build real quick locally and see what's going on. So it looks like it is probably a package lock issue. All right, guys, we're 7 subs away from 4,000. I know we can get there. If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We'll hit it easily. Also, if you're watching over on X, make sure that you like the stream over on X. Doom does not like Greptile. Oh, because it needs a new npm install. Calvin, you can sign up for free on the website. You have to put in like a credit card and stuff, but there is a free 2-week trial. So Octavian said, can I double subscribe? Appreciate the support, man. So let's see if that now is updated. I'm running a new npm run install. All right, npm run install is now running. Now an npm run build's running, so we should be good. You guys can see what I'm working on. So pretty much what's going on is the package lock.json and the package JSON were out of sync. So when I went to build in AWS Amplify, it was not able to build successfully. So all right, perfect. So let's deploy this now. All right, let's pull up GitHub now. Go over to our UI. All right. Thanks to whoever just subscribed. We're getting close, guys. Only 6 away from 4,000. Let's go. Aperium said, so I have a community on Discord. I discussed about this tool in stream. They told me one thing, when it's ready, let me know. We want around 50 accounts. I asked them, are you sure? They said, hell yeah. From my side, 50 active subscriptions incoming, maybe after going live. Oh my gosh. That sounds awesome. Okay. Orca, it's at ViewCreator.ai. All right, so it looks like that UI deployment is looking pretty good. A lot of these bugs that we were dealing with have been fixed. So we're just slowly, step by step, fixing bugs, getting things working, getting things going good. Yeah, we're not, we're making money from this website. We're not selling the website itself. Imperium said this community is YouTubers from Bangalore and some are content creators. Yeah, I mean, the more people that we can have actually in there using it, it's like, hey, you guys know what the goal is. The goal here is not just to like, you know, make a couple dollars. You know, hey, the goal here is to actually create a product that's going to generate $1 million in revenue. And that's what I think we're doing. I mean, we built a crazy, this agent feature is incredible. I mean, this is really starting to look very, very powerful. Just continue to move forward, keep making progress. Nacho Gonzalez said, try to refactorize as much as possible. You will avoid many problems in the future. Yeah. My gosh, guys, we're 3 subs away from 4,000. Let's get there. 2 subs away. Let's go. About to hit it live on stream. All right, right now our UI deployments are still rolling out, so expect that to take a couple more minutes. Let's make sure that, did our updates from the API, did those go live? All right, guys, 1 away, we're about to hit it. All right, let's make sure that this pushed to prod. Yeah, it did. So these check marks are those, that code actually pushing, deploying correctly. Hey, we did it, guys. 4,000. Wow. All right, 4,000 subs. That's pretty cool. Thank you for the support, guys. Crazy. Gotta be some push-ups. Thanks, Imperium. 10 push-up celebration. All right, chat wants me to do some push-ups. We'll do some push-ups, chat. All right. All right. As you guys know, I'm a man of many talents. Do some push-ups. All right, let's go. Let's go. Thanks, guys. 4,000. Did it. All right. I don't even know how many that was, but not enough. Okay, UI deployment still going out. Okay, so definitely our best tools are our YouTube thumbnail generator. Our transcript generator is really useful. And the description generator is really good. Title generator, so I'd still like to see us integrate the keywords for sure. Better keyword research for that tool. But I mean, so far I'm feeling really good about it. Okay. See if the UIs are still deploying. Probably be ready here in a minute. Haku, that's awesome for 15 years old. That's amazing. All right, dev just deployed, so main branch is gonna update here in a second. The agents functionality, have you guys had the chance to try this out? Because it's freaking sick. Agent functionality is really cool. Here's the UI that we have for it. Still definitely needs some improvement. But pretty much you can generate these posts using AI. So you create one agent that's able to create the content for you. So definitely still have some updates to make before mainstream launch, but I'm really happy with the direction that this is headed. Okay, all right. Main branch has now deployed, guys. Let's go to the dashboard, see our changes. Kevin Man for Life said it's a good day to vibe up some stuff. That's what I'm talking about, man. Doom said, Matt, do you plan to hire people to manage ViewCreator in the future, or is this your main project? So I think that this is the main project for the foreseeable future. You know, it was different with Goalpost, because with Goalpost, I knew that, you know, Goalpost was not going to be the end goal. And I don't think ViewCreator is the end goal. Like, I essentially have a vision in my mind for what I want BridgeMine to become. And yes, I will be hiring people right now. I think that the best thing to do is to keep going at it solo until we have enough revenue being generated that we can actually pay to hire people. So that's the plan initially. But I think we're doing pretty good with where we're at right now. But yes, I would love to hire probably another team of two vibe coders that could come on. Let's go, Imperium. Yeah, so David asked one question, can this tool make creative for Facebook ads? So yeah, so you can use essentially agents to build the logic around that. So if you wanted to create an agent for creating your Facebook ads, then you could do that. The question of how good is it right now is kind of up for grabs. it definitely works. The question is how easy can we make it for end users to use the product? Doom's a vibe coder. I don't know. I don't know, Imperium. I don't know who they are. But yeah, I think I'm going to keep going solo for about another month or two until revenue starts really popping off. All right, looks like we've got some pretty good good reviews. Here's one from Imperium. All right, here's Imperium. He said, awesome. That's awesome. Thanks, Imperium. KB, I'm not sure. All right, so what was that post hog that we were looking at? So we probably do need to integrate something like this. All right, so let's actually learn a little bit. What do people use post hog for? And it's going to be developers. So let's figure out, hey, what do people actually use this tool for? This was recommended by a couple people in chat. So I want to see, hey, what is this all about? All right, so product and analytics, track customer events, property, build funnels, retention and cohort charts. Watch real user sessions tied to event console logs to reproduce bugs in UX issues quickly. Gate features, run canaries, percentage rollout, target by trades, and kill switch. Okay. Okay. Doom, that's a good recommendation. Also, we need to change the we need to change a couple things. Okay, yeah. Heat maps, because we could use Microsoft Clarity or something like that, but It just depends. Okay. All right, so we're working on two things at once now. Okay. So updating the reviews entity in order to add in an is published column. So it's now going to create the migration file. I actually don't want it to do that. I don't like it when it auto creates the migration file. Sometimes I actually like to generate it using essentially how it's supposed to work. So let's go over here. Let's cd into the database. So running npm migration generate basically forces it to take a look at your database and say, hey, what's different about this database? Anything? All right, it is published. All right, looks good. Oh gosh. If you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We are up to 4,006 subscribers and growing rapidly. Nothing's going to stop us, guys. All right, so here's the new look of this. All right, so nice little carousel here. I'm not Tom Holland's secret twin. Okay, yeah, we'll get PostHog integrated or Clarity. Microsoft Clarity is a good option as well. Okay, so let's now check this out. All right. I'm using a M3 Ultra on my Mac. All right, if you guys are watching and haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're currently at 4,007 subscribers and going up rapidly. The grind doesn't stop. The grind does not stop. Let's go, Nacho. Orance asked, how do I stay motivated? I stay motivated because I have a picture in my mind of what I want to accomplish, and I position my mindset in a way where I don't get upset by the day-to-day results, because my mind is so focused on the vision that I have of the future that the day-to-day present almost doesn't matter, because all I know is that I'm not where I want to be, and I know that I'm going to get where I want to be, and that the day-to-day may not look like I expect. There could be variables, whether good or bad, that may happen that change how fast or how slow I am able to reach my goal. But what I do know is that if I continue to show up, if I continue to be consistent, then I will succeed. And those are really the only two ingredients that I need for success, is consistency, and to apply that consistency on a single common goal that I know can be accomplished if I continue to work at it. User Random asked if I have any sports that I play. So I played basketball growing up, but I got into weightlifting and triathlons. So these days I do a lot of weightlifting and triathlons. User Random said I look healthy. Yeah, I take my health very seriously. You know, I'm of the opinion of, you know, you only get one body, you only get one life. Better not mess it up. I do not. Filth Batman, I've got everything that I need to accomplish my mission here. Okay, let's check out how our workflows are going. So if you guys remember, we did deploy to the database. So let's see, looks like that action was successful. So that's essentially one of the biggest actions that we actually have, is that the main database actually was able to get upgraded. Imperium says that he invests in his health and muscles. That's a good thing. All right, if you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. We're up to 4,011 subs. Let's keep it going. I'm just doing a review of everything. Taking a look at what we've accomplished so far today. Yeah, I think that you could improve the UI for sure. Filth bath, you know, I don't think it's the priority right now. You know. Yeah, Tony, I was thinking about that as well. It's not a super priority issue, though, in my opinion. The doubled up reviews, because I have just put a feature flag on there, or a flag on the review table, so that for them to actually be shared, I have control over marking them is published or not. So we'll see. Yeah, same, dude. Alright, home testimonials. All right, we're definitely going to need to integrate a better logging system, as well as better monitoring for analytics, so that we can figure out what bugs people are actually experiencing. Because right now, it's a little bit difficult with how we have it set up, just because, you know, there's issues that I'm seeing happen in production, like with the Stripe configuration. And I don't know if people are just getting to the Stripe configuration and not inputting their payment details, or what's going on, but I do see a decent amount of people that are essentially going to the sign-up process and then dropping off. So just interested as to why that's actually happening. You know, are they just not entering their card, even though, you know, there is a 2-week free trial? So I'm just curious, but we'll figure it out. So all right. So let's see if this is actually working now. Okay. Wolf, how's it going? Tony said just failed conversion for sure. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand why that is happening though. So I guess Tony, what you're saying is that, hey, it's not the issue with your Stripe configuration. It's an issue with people actually getting to the checkout portal and then just not converting. Is that what's going on? Or at least that's what you think's going on? Because when I actually go through the sign-up process, and it sounds like to other people are having success with it, so. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Tony, you say that getting rid of the credit card gave you more conversions? I mean, CJ, I can see that you actually attempted with another email as well, but that one didn't go through. So that would be a good question where I can see that your contact email, CJ, I can see that in the Stripe dashboard. And for example, like my question for you is, did you just launch the Stripe checkout session, or was there an error that you encountered? You know what I mean? Because that would be like a good example of that. I see yours, I see your you as a customer in here, but essentially it didn't work correctly. So. Okay, yeah. Doom said you won't know until you get an analytics tool with session replay. Okay. Okay, we fixed a lot of bugs during this stream so far. Okay. Tony says that having the conversions feels like pressuring. I mean, let's just go back out here real quick and just take a look at it. You know, it's like, hey, I mean, you can click start free trial, and this is a free trial. I guess his point is, hey, just don't even get the credit card. Also, let's try sign up with Google real quick. That works. Okay. I mean, we do have a lot of stuff working. Like, watch this, guys. Sign up with Google works perfectly. Yeah. Yeah, I'll need to think through about what the best thing is. You know, it seems like, hey, we're really early on, obviously, in the beta process and the launch process. you know, we're going to be in this weird phase where, you know, we're going to be updating this stuff for about, you know, the next 10 days, because I expect to do our mainstream launch about midway through October. So we're going to have to put a lot of thought and effort into what we want to do there for the maximum conversions. But I am thinking through, he said, read what I said, that will help with users wanting to possibly convert. Yeah, so Doom said that he feels that if you let the users view the tools but they can't use them until they start the trial, it might help them convert or have a demo of the tools with videos. So yeah, I totally agree. We have a lot of work to do. I'm probably going to think off stream a little bit about it. We got a lot done on this stream. We've been going for what, 3 hours, a little bit over 3 hours now. Okay, so Tony said put some deals for beta signups also and let them keep the discount if they don't unsubscribe. Yeah, so let me think about it off stream for a bit. I'm gonna jump off stream. I'm gonna end the stream for today, because I think that there's just a lot that needs to be done behind the scenes on my end in the production environment. But you guys can see that we are making a lot of progress. But let me think about that off stream for a bit and think through, hey, what do we want to do? But yeah, guys, we hit 4,000 subscribers today on stream, so we're continuing to make a lot of progress. Solved a lot of bugs on stream as well. But like, for example, we got the Google Sigil sign-on working. We got our Stripe configuration working, but still quite a ways to go. So I'm going to end the stream now for today. But I'm going to be working off stream, figuring out, hey, how are we going to do the analytics and stuff, and do as much as I can off stream. And then I'll be back on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another stream. I'll make a ton of progress before then. But yeah, let's get to a better spot. Thanks for everybody for pitching in during the open beta and helping me figure out, hey, what are the issues that are going on? We're going to just continue to take small steps forward. You know, this is what you can expect in the product development world, is that, hey, if you ship before you're ready, you're going to have issues, and you're just going to have to put your head down and figure out and solve them one by one. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So thanks again, everybody, for